Hey everyone, and welcome back. Mr. Steve here with Mr. Kevin. As always, make sure we have our parents' permission, if not their participation when doing these exercises. With that said, let's get started. We're going to stand straight, and a sign of respect, we will bow. So let's actually go back to using our kick, to using our break fall with our ground fighting stance and our stand and base. So again, if you don't have someone at home, a break fall into your ground fighting stance is fine, but if you have someone who's working with you, you have a target, give Mr. Kevin will do a break fall, and then he's in a ground fighting stance. He gives one kick again, nothing crazy, and then he stands up, and we repeat. It's just 1 minute, just to get warm. Make sure we're break falling at an appropriate pace. Don't slam yourself too hard. I want to keep it safe. With that being said, echo, play. Your own pace. Seconds. Echo. Pause. And time. So, we were going to work on long range striking. We don't do a lot of kicking because kicking has a lot of risk when we're on our feet. The most important thing is in terms of self-protection. I mean, fighting in general, but self-protection is our balance. And if I'm going to take a foot off the ground, I generally like my hands on the person. But that doesn't mean that kicking shouldn't be practiced or be a part of your arsenal. If the opportunity is there, the right power strikes are harder for people to see. We just have to recognize the risk, right? Not mindlessly expose yourself to potentially being taken down ourselves. So with that being said, we have our target holder, hold the pad, or if you have a pad or anything, hip height. These kicks could be to the leg. Generally though, they're a little bit higher, whether it's stomach or groin. The goal being to either cause damage or even cause separation so that we can just get away. So I'm just going to hold low for now, and again, I'll work for my guard stance, hands are up. I'm going to bring my knee up. It doesn't have to touch my elbow, but it is probably in most situations, just by the nature of things being up this high. I'm going to keep my toes up. I'm going to drive the bottom of my foot out from my hip. So my hip will drive forward as I kick into the pad, or kick into my partner. I'm generally using the front half of my foot, the ball of my foot. I want to think of it like I'm trying to punch. Then as quickly as I extend out, I got to get my foot back and on the ground. I don't want to float my foot out there and leave it sitting one foot. So we'll work just for not even a minute. We'll keep our hands up, one of the most important things. We'll work chambering the knee, lifting the knee up. Again, we'll work our front leg in the context of, again, I would be hesitant to say this is at all a primary tool for self-protection even, but it's something that we do need to know. Picking that front knee up to extend with the bottom of that foot straight out, making sure I recoil, get my hands back. So it could be either leg, hands are up, my eyes. Obviously, I want to be safe, so if you need to look low, just make sure you don't kick your partner. But generally speaking, I still want my eyes up high, hands up, knee comes up, punching out, ball of foot with my head here, breathing, recoil, hands up. Let's do it. Echo, play. And go. Come on. can be used to help create separation, especially when they're above the hip line. Generally speaking, I don't expect there to be separation, so after I kick, I have to be prepared to follow it up with closer range tools, whether it's palms, elbows, clinching for a knee or a takedown. And that transition is important, right? Because again, the idea of using a kick would be that we were at a range where we have enough space to strike, and once we throw that strike, it's not going to be a fight ender. It's not going to be the thing that drops the person completely. If it does, great, but I would assume that it's going to take more, and so it just becomes an opener. Again, not a primary tool, but something that we do need to practice. So with that being said, whoever's on the target has a little bit of work here, because they're going to start the pad low with a kick, because these kicks aren't high, but then they really should lift the pad up at least a little bit, halfway up their chest, because so we follow up with strikes, again, to simulate, I would be in real life, my goal would be to aim for the tip of his chin or the side of his jaw, but for safety's sake, we're obviously striking the pad, so I don't want the pad super low if it's supposed to simulate his jaw, right? So again, we'll go from hands up with either foot, I'll kick, lift the pad up, and I'll hit, and then we'll reset, all right? 1 minute, echo, play. Let's go. That's 30. And time. Echo! Pause. So, again, having that range, it's a tool that we keep on our tool belt. We also are not common, need to be able to defend against those type of attacks. So if we don't have the ability to execute the move, it's going to be hard to train the defenses. Again, we're not talking about super elegant, jumping type kicks. This is just a basic front kick, which if I was going to use any kick, would be the one kick I would use. With that being said, we're going to just kind of free-forming like we've been working the past few lessons on our single leg to any dominant position, mount, side control, the back, working any submission. The idea here is to be as fluid as possible. The person who's being the defender should be either posting or just they can give a little just movement, but we're not resisting. If you have mats at home and proper supervision, we can do takedowns with resistance, but they are the most dangerous thing that we do, and safety is everything. So really it's better just to practice these takedowns with control, and then you can give a little, the person on top up to the side, where they're going to go again. Side control, mount, or back. So if we're here again, Mr. Kevin, I will post on him. He'll clear and work, his, actually, usually do the work. If I go to post, he clears, he takes my leg up, hits me down, and then he can do whatever submission position he picks. Alright, tap, and that's it. And we'll mix it up, alright? We'll do this for 2 minutes straight though. So it's not going to be for 1 minute, 2 minutes. Try to, again, mix it up, but you could absolutely just practice the one entry over and over again. Echo, play. So, I hope everyone is feeling comfortable with that exercise at this point. It's very important to be able to transition from our feet to the ground. We will be working on reviewing and being able to do the same idea when someone's striking. That's a very important skill set for self-protection as well. But for now, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and do a little bit more guard work.